I'm Morgan Thomas, and today we have a special guest with us today. I would like to introduce Kamario Thomas.
Hey everyone, I'm Kamario Thomas.
Now, Mr. Kamario, we know you're a local entrepreneur in Augusta, and I got a few questions for you today on the topic.
Okay.
What had inspired you to start your own trucking company, and how did you get started in the business?
What inspired me in the trucking business was having financial freedom in order to spend time with family and friends. And what inspired me pretty much is just the amount of money the trucks was making back then, and how I got into it. We got a nice loan and got our first truck back in 2010.
Yeah, okay, interesting. So, what are some of the biggest challenges you have faced in the past and the present?
The past pretty much is the maintenance on trucks. Maintenance on trucks that can be very, very costly. Sometimes it can equal up more than what the truck worth. And as far as maintenance, then you got drivers. Do you got a good driver? Do you got a bad driver? So them the main two things in the business. Everything else is smooth.
Okay. So, with technology evolving in the past few years, how have you been able to, help that manage with your trucks?
With technology advancing in the past few years, what helped me was buying newer trucks. Long as you keep updated trucks, you keep less maintenance, and less money going out. So there's more money coming in.
So during the pandemic, as we know, lots of businesses were starting to struggle a lot more. How did you manage yourself during the pandemic?
During the pandemic, it really didn't affect me in any because basically I've been doing it so long, so I know how to adapt and adjust. And basically, we made money through the whole pandemic. We never had a slow point, so we never went out of business. Everything kept going smooth. Actually, it was better than it was, So that's how we survived.
Okay, okay. How have you been able to handle unexpected challenges, like, for instance, say a truck breaking down in the middle of the road? How have you been able to handle that?
Really, it depends on the severity of the damages when something happens. If it's something that can get off the road, do I have to get it towed? Service guy. Hopefully, you don't get ripped off with the service guys. And that's pretty much it. A lot of times, though, most drivers usually be able to make it in when they have issues.
Okay. So I've learned that recently you started yourself a little dog breeding business, breeding French bulldogs, correct?
Correct.
So I got a few questions on that as well.
Okay.
What had made you decide to start breeding French bulldogs, and what has been the most challenges you faced with them?
What started me in French Bulldogs being that I like dogs, and then the money that they produce, and it can be good pet friends for family members. So I started off with 6 dogs,
Mhm.
and we went from there. It just like the challenges we had was basically I had to have a whole home for them. So that was the only thing. It was costly. It was very costly. So, but it paid off in the end.
Interesting. So, if someone had wanted to start like their own Frenchie breeding business, what advice would you give them to start?
My advice I get them to get them a nice female. Get you a good female that can produce some nice quality dogs. Because if you produce quality dogs, they sell themselves. If you buy a trashy dog with less quality, you won't be selling no dogs. And that's how I can advise anybody that just want to start. Get a female, a good female.
Okay. So, how have you been able to set yourself apart from other dog breeders lately?
Uh, Being it just that my aura is just like I can attract people. I have social media presence. I be on lives. I be on Instagram lives. I be on Facebook live. And I post a lot, and I make sure everything is visible. I have it where the whole world can see. If I had to run ads for anything, I run ads. But I pretty much try to make my brand bigger than what it is.
Hmm.
So
Okay. So, I have one last question for you today.
okay.
What are your future plans like? What do you plan to do in, say, the next 5 years?
The next 5 years, I plan on changing my lane. So, plan on starting doing new builds. I want to start out. I know it's shorter than houses around here, especially affordable houses. So, I like to bring in affordable houses for the people that can afford them. 'Cause I know things are sky high. So, that's my next business venture is getting into building affordable houses, and that's within the next year. And once I get that done, I'm planning on just going it real big. So I'm trying to establish generational wealth for my kids and family.
Thank you, Mr. Kamario. This has been a great time with you today. And that's all, folks. Well,